Do you want to go from this to this? Then keep watching. My name is Neve and this is one of my second videos that I'm going to be filming. And today I'm going to be teaching you how to do a full beat makeup tutorial without making it look cakey and some facts about me. Also, I gotta apologise for my chair because it's really makes a lot of noise whenever I move. So if you can hear that in the background of the video, like right now, I'm so sorry because it's really annoying. So the first thing I'm going to be using to start off with my makeup routine is the e.l.f. Brow Lift. I'm just going to be using any form of spoolie. This was actually a brow pencil, but I'd choose it for the end of it. It looks a bit gross right now, so we'll pretend that you didn't see that. The first fact is, what is my dream holiday? My dream holiday is probably... See, I have a couple destinations that I would love to go to. I would obviously love to go to Australia. I think that's probably my top one, but I don't know if I could handle the bugs because the bugs are the scariest part for me, and I think I would just be constantly on edge that there would be bugs around me. But besides the point, I would also love to go to Thailand or the Maldives or Bora Bora or Hawaii. So actually there's quite a few. But the next I'm going in with is the Primark Prep and Perfect. This is a dupe for the Bobbi Brown. Is it the Vitamin Rich Face Base? I don't actually know. I did try that before, but I didn't like, as you can tell, my skin is very sensitive and I didn't like the scent on it. I didn't think it reacted very well with my skin. Whereas this one was £4.50 from Primark and I think this works just as good. Another fact that I have to say is I love reading. My favourite books that I have read is probably Haunting and Hunting Adeline, which I know that is very controversial book take, but I do really like dark romance. And I also love the Chestnut Spring series by Elsie Silver, which I just finished about 2 weeks ago, and I love it so much. And it's probably one of my favourites and my top ones to recommend to anybody that would get into reading. Okay, so next you need any sort of primer. You don't have to use primer if you don't think that it's very good for your skin. I have two here that I do recommend. So this is the Beauty Crop Oui Cherie primer. This is like a sticky primer, so if you have if you're putting foundation on, it will usually stick to your skin, which I think this is really nice. And I also have the Ciate London Dewy Skin Primer. So for eyebrows, I'm going to be using the Be Perfect Complete Coverage Concealer in the shade L5 and the Peaches and Cream PC52 brush to carve my brows. I also really love fashion and makeup, obviously. I'm looking to do my makeup artist course next summer to be a fully qualified makeup artist because I'd love to do bridal and any form of makeup for concerts, anything. So I'm looking forward to doing that next year. May I put too much on my eyebrow? I'm also doing a degree. I'm currently doing social policy with criminology in university. I have to say I don't really like it, but that isn't to say that uni is like that for everybody. Uni is very different and I think some people will very much thrive off university, but for me personally, I just don't really think that it is for me. In 2023 or 2024, I got diagnosed with ADHD and autism, and I think for a lot of people it is a very difficult diagnosis to take. I actually had a therapist that recommended me get tested as I was showing symptoms in therapy, or traits, not symptoms, sorry. And if anyone has ADHD or autism that watches it, or any neurodivergency, that watches video, I can relate to your struggles of how hard it is to actually be able to deal with it. School was not a good time for me and many other people. I didn't really like school at all. I in fact hated it. School is a type of thing that some people thrive in and do super well, and you know, just really think school was like the best thing. And when adults say school was the best time of your life, I personally don't agree, and I don't think that should be said to every child, as so many kids struggle in school with bullying and so many other things, and I think it shouldn't just be the be all end all. Okay, now I've done my eyebrows. They are looking a bit mixed colour, but it will be fine in the end. Also, I just may say before this continues, I will not match my face and my neck because I have no tan on right now, as I'm currently recovering from a laparoscopy for endometriosis and I haven't obviously been able to put any tan on, so the makeup that I will do will be darker. Just thought I'd tell you that for a disclaimer. I'm going to be using the Chroma Cover, is it the Luminous one? Luminous foundation from Be Perfect. I clearly, as you can tell, love Be Perfect makeup. I think it's really good and very, very affordable. My favourite singer is Billie Eilish. I have been a Billie Eilish fan from 2017, so that's my claim to the fandom. I could talk about Billie Eilish for years, but her music really helped me whenever I was going through school. And obviously, as I said, I really did not get on with school. I really did not like school. Billie Eilish's music really helped me through everything that I went through in school, and her music just, I found, resonated a lot with me and has been with me this whole time that I've grown up. I also forgot to say, for some reason I forgot to say that my age. I'm 19 years old. My birthday is March 6th. Yeah, I am a Pisces. Not that I really believe in star signs. Yeah, but yeah, just if you want to know. I don't know. Okay, next we're going in with a cream contour. This one is also Be Perfect. So that is my 3 base products by them. This is the Shape Stick in the shade Swirl. Just looks like this, so we're going to be using that. It's very orange. This is my fake tan contour. As I said, I don't also really wear makeup whenever I'm pale. I just don't think it looks good on my skin. So if this is a really bad color match, I apologize. Everyone's contour placement is different because everyone's bone structure is different, so everyone has to put it in different places. So I put mine quite high because I like the lifted feel, and my cheekbones are quite high as well. My favorite TV show is Euphoria, and I finished Breaking Bad about a month ago. That is definitely up there with my favorites. All-time favorite shows are Breaking Bad, Euphoria, and Vampire Diaries. I also really loved Sex Education as well on Netflix. And a show that I just watched actually, which I think I would recommend if you haven't watched it yet, is Wayward. I think it's really good. It's a limited series though, and I was kind of gutted because when I found that out, because I would love to have watched another season. Well, just poke myself in the eye. Next I'm going to be using cream blush. This is Painted by James Charles. This is in the shade Pink Drink. Has the cream here and then the powder blush here. You basically put this on top of where your contour is to create the seamless blend on top of it or higher up. I also kind of like to run them to under my eye, because then when we put concealer over the top, it'll be on top of it and blends naturally. So I like to tend to do these light brush strokes, kind of like a little flick onto your skin. I think instead of, because if you drag, it will go crease, it will crease. If I flick it, I tend it's lighter coverage because I'm not tapping it so heavily into my skin. It honestly just depends on the type of coverage that you want. I'm basically going to be using the Be Perfect concealer again, just to kind of shade these shadow parts of my skin. As you can see, I have very dark circles. I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but I have very dark circles, and I'm just kind of trying to hide those and then putting them on my blemishes, which I have a lot of. Also, as I said, I did get diagnosed with endometriosis a week ago today. I had a laparoscopy. I had been experiencing my period problems since I was about 13. When I started my period, I have never had normal periods. I don't know what a normal period even is supposed to be because of the periods that I've experienced. Today I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier powder. I've used this loose setting powder for about, how long? 2 years now possibly, and this is just the one that works for me. I'm from Belfast, Northern Ireland. Also, what you want to do is make sure you blend out the creases on your eyelids to ensure that there is no, when you set it, there's no sealed in lines, because you do not want that. So I'm quickly going to set the face with this all-nighter setting spray by Urban Decay, just to lock in the powder and let it marinate in the face better. Then I'm going to be going in with this bronzer by Collection. Any bronzer is fine. I personally do sometimes see a difference with bronzers. They can go patchy, but personally, if you want a cheap one, this one's better. I'm very much a concert girly. I have been, honestly, I couldn't count how many concerts I've been to in my life. I've been to quite a few, which I'm very grateful for, by the way. My favourite ones I've probably been to was the Katy Perry. I don't actually know what tour it was. Was it the California Girls tour? No, it was when she released Dark Horse. That was when she was touring that album. My top 3, that's tricky. I've went to Billie Eilish twice. One in Belfast when she came here for a Happier Than Ever tour. I did originally have tickets for the When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go tour in Manchester, but then COVID happened, so it got cancelled. I then saw her when she came for the Happier Than Ever tour, and then I saw her for the Hit Me Hard and Soft tour in Dublin in July. So Billie Eilish is obviously my top 1. I also saw Lana Del Rey in the Aviva Stadium in Dublin in June, and that was definitely my second favourite. And then probably Katy Perry for production reasons. The concerts I have for next year is I have Calvin Harris, I have Pitbull, and then I also have The Weeknd for the Aviva Stadium on the Sunday. So Calvin Harris is on the Saturday, The Weeknd is on the Sunday. Hectic weekend, but fun nonetheless. So I'm using the Naked Heat palette for my eyes today. This is the type of eyeshadow I would do if I was going out. I'm going to go in with Low Blow, this one here, and do this as my transition shade. You basically want to have circular motions on your eye as you're going in the transition, so just circular motions. Therefore, you're blending the shadow into your crease and not causing any streaks. Another fact about me is I don't really like clubbing. Personally, I would rather go on like a bar with some cocktails. Like, I like bars way better than I do clubbing. I just don't personally like clubbing, but I never would judge anyone who does because it's just not my thing, and that is okay. I'm gonna use the shade Kaveen, that one there, on my eyes today. I'm gonna take a fluffy brush because I don't need this to be super accurate, as I'm just kind of doing like a simple eye look today. Circular motions again, as always. I'm gonna use the first shade in this palette called Ounce. It is like a shimmery shade, and just put that on the lid. Mascara, I'm gonna go in with the Be Perfect Intensify mascara. As I said, you can put lashes on. Usually I would put lashes on when I'm going out, or I'll have individual lashes on, but today I'm not. I'm just gonna put on mascara over the top of my eye look as it's very natural. Okay, I'm gonna use the painted blush again, but I'm gonna go back in with the bottom shade. So it comes with a cream and a powder, so I'm gonna be using the powder on top of the cream. I love this blush so much. It's such a candy pink. For a job with my degree, once I'm finished, I would love to be a psychologist or a social worker. I'm using the Be Perfect lip liner in Charming today. Here's the tip: if you do want to overline, you don't want to overline the edges of your lip because it can make it look faker. You kind of want to overline the cupid's bow and follow the natural shape of your lip the whole way down. Then I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Little Mini lipstick just to put on my lips. Another fun fact, I also have a boyfriend. He is called Charlie, and we've been together for, what month is it? October. So 2.5 years, not 2.5 months, 2.5 years in November. And he is 20 currently, and I'm 19, and then his birthday is also in November. So yeah, and then I'll be using the all-nighter again, just to set my face in place. Last question I will answer before I go today. This is the makeup. I'll show you close up in a second. Is what is something you tell your younger self? And I think something I would tell my younger self is to not worry about where you are in life. I think at this age, especially 19 coming 20, in your early 20s, there's such a misconception of what you should be achieving by that age, and I think a lot of people feel that they should be doing so much more than they are, when in reality none of us know what we're doing at the age. And I just don't feel like people should be pressured into making such life decisions and what you want to be for a job and everything at such a young age, when all you should be doing is just enjoying life in your early 20s, even mid 20s. Like, so many people don't know what they're doing, and I just would tell myself not to stress when I was younger about thinking I had to have this path sorted by the time I was in uni, because I don't, and I don't know what I want to do. And I've only started YouTube now, and it may never get anywhere, or it may, and that's the fun thing about it, is it's just fun. And I think people take life way too seriously, and there obviously is, don't get me wrong, very serious topics in the world, especially right now, and those need to be spoken about, but not when it comes to small things as where you're going to be in life. You will always have a choice to figure that out at any age. But I've had a really good time filming this, and it was really nice to be able to tell people a bit more about myself and not feel like there was any pressure. Also, this is the makeup at the end of the video. I said bye without even literally showing you, but this is a close-up of the makeup. So as you can see, it's non-cakey, it's still very glowy, and for me this is full beat, but for some people this might not be, but this is what I think works for me. Again, it works everyone differently, but yeah, I really hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much.